He's the fastest man in the NFL, a two-time Super Bowl champ, and as of last year, a Hall of Famer as well. Darrell Green of the Washington Redskins joining us here on Countdown to Kickoff Wednesday afternoon here on CBSSports.com. Darrell, 20 years in the NFL. It doesn't seem like you've been out of the league 6 years, does it?
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. Matter of fact, I still look young. I'm ready to go.
It still hasn't been a year, but how has the post-Hall of Fame, post-Canton, what's happened in your life after that speech?
I don't think it doesn't go away, does it?
I hope not.
No, it's fresh. It stays fresh because you're always meeting new people and seeing new people, and it was just a bang. It was a real big bang for us. My son, he introduced me, and he's a college student and football player, and so it stays alive. We're not going to let it die.
That's great.
Darrell, what are guys like Shannon Sharp, Rod Woodson, and Bruce Smith going through this week as they're hoping to be inducted into the Hall of Fame when that announcement happens on Saturday?
Well, last year we went over to Phoenix. I took the whole family out of the side. You only get one opportunity to be a first ballot, and so we're going to go. If they, there's always a back door to slide out. Mm-hmm. And so we went, and I tell you, the jitters, the butterflies, it's tough. It is tough.
Let's talk about the experience of the Super Bowl. You played in 3, including one your rookie season. Randy played in 3. What's the difference from that first to the second to the third, which is something that Kurt Warner's going through this year?
Well, for me, it was my rookie year. So I was a kid in the candy store just so excited to be there. They had just won the Super Bowl the previous year against Miami. So they were a little more sober about it, but I was just a goofy kid, so excited. We ultimately lost that game, but it was a great time for me. I never really won anything big on the football scene in college, so it was just incredibly special. And to do it again, it was over the top. But it's always special. There's nothing like it. There's no other in team sports that you can have.
Do you think experience on this stage is an advantage, or does the happy dummy syndrome sometime kind of kick in and help a team that really doesn't know any better?
Well, they had the experience over the Raiders, and I say they because I was a goofy kid. Remember?
Yeah.
And we lost. So I don't know. I don't think it's about just the experience. I think the experience plays where it plays. If it's a guy who he does something and it looks like, hey, he knows that from experience, give him credit for it. But otherwise, it's just still going to be a football game, and the energy that's going to be out there is the same energy that the unexperienced guy is going to have. It's the same energy the guy who has it. So it's going to be great. I don't care how you look at it. Both teams have a shot.
Darrell, a lot of talk this week about Kurt Warner and whether or not he belongs in the Hall of Fame. And since we were talking about that at the beginning of this, might as well get into that a little bit. The guys you played against in the Super Bowl, Jim Kelly and John Elway, Jim Plunkett, who's not in the Hall of Fame, and of course, this man to my left played with Joe Montana. I mean, you guys played against some of the greatest quarterbacks. In your mind, does Kurt Warner belong in that sentence?
Well, let me say 2 things. First of all, they were asking Kurt Warner about that. I never want to have any discussions about the Hall of Fame when I was playing football. You don't think Hall of Fame. You're playing the game, and I felt bad for him trying to answer that, and I like him. He's a great character guy. I'm not putting him in the Hall of Fame right now. I don't see it the same way. When I played against him and the things that I played against the guys that were Hall of Famers, the Joe Montanas of the world, the Aikmans, and again, he wasn't in my conference, so I'm not trying to knock him. This is just my opinion. I didn't put him in the Hall of Fame, and at this juncture. So I wouldn't discuss it if I was him as a player. And as one who would be asked now, I'm just saying for me, and I don't know everything, but no, not right now. I wouldn't say.
All right, a lot more to come with Darrell Green here on Countdown to Kickoff here on CBSSports.com. We'll get into Larry Fitzgerald, Anquan Boldin, Hines Ward, and, well, he would like to go out there and try and cover those guys. All that here on CBSSports.com, as well as where the Steelers as a defense fit in the history of the NFL. So check out those segments here on CBSSports.com. Take care, folks.